Time to round up another big topic of the week. Tea partiers are calling Governor Abbott's pre-K plan socialistic and a threat to parental rights. The governor's bill to expand funding for pre-K passed earlier this month. A group of Lieutenant Governor Dan Patrick's advisors sent a letter to the Senate arguing it would never have results and just cost money. It went on to claim, quote, "It removed our young children from homes and half-day religious preschools and Mother's Day Out programs to a godless environment." The bill does not mandate universal pre-K, so what's the problem here? And should the real debate be, why is the state not providing full-day pre-K since half-day makes it really hard on parents? And does that mean there is discord in the Texas Republican Party? A lot of questions to answer. That's our topic this half hour. We want to hear from you on our Fox 26 Facebook page and on Twitter. Be sure to use the hashtag Fox26 for life. Joining us live in the newsroom is our Roundup panel led by our senior legal analyst Chris Tritico, our public policy analyst Jackie Bally, and attorney Nomi Hussein. So what is the debate here, Chris? I'm having a hard time understanding what the Tea Partiers are saying.
Well, I think it really, it all boils down to you just can't make everyone happy all the time. And I don't understand this argument either, to be quite frank with you, that you're taking them out of an education and putting them in an education. I don't get it. I thought that Governor Abbott's, I almost said Governor Perry, Governor Abbott's plan on this pre-K issue was a good plan. I do agree that maybe we ought to look at expanding it so that you don't have these half-day issues with daycare. But that can be done down the line. I don't understand it, Jackie Bally, and I don't understand why Lieutenant Governor Dan Patrick's people would say that you're taking it's just going to be a drain on the budget. You're taking young children from homes and half-day religious programs and putting them in a godless environment. That's a pretty tough statement.
Well, Lieutenant Governor Dan Patrick formed this advisory committee for this reason. Whenever bills are being proposed, he wanted to get their input, and that's what they're doing. But to answer specifically Sally's question, and I think your question as well, the Republican Party, as in the leaders that we elected to represent us in the state, are overwhelmingly supportive of Governor Abbott's pre-K plan. For years, we've been hearing that Republicans are not supportive of education, and whenever Governor Abbott was running, he made sure he told everyone his priority, one of his top priorities, was education. And he's been very successful in carrying this through the session with overwhelming support of the Republican Party. So there's not discord within our party. We are very supportive of our governor. And even whenever the advisory committees sent their comments over to Lieutenant Governor Dan Patrick, he said thank you, but he also said he's supportive of the plan as it is. So it's good to get different points of view. It's good to see how we can tweak things eventually. But the plan, as if in the way that the governor has presented when he was campaigning, is the plan that's going through.
Last week, or the week before, there was a Republican breakfast where the Speaker of the House, Strauss, and Dan Patrick openly had an argument, and then the governor openly chastised Dan Patrick for a letter that was sent by his PAC attacking one of the governor's plans. Isn't that a rift in the Republican Party?
Absolutely. I mean, with all of the bills pending in our House right now and in our Senate, this is what they picked. This is a signature plan of Governor Abbott's. Governor Abbott was heavily supported by the Tea Party. And now out of everything that they can choose from, they're picking something like pre-K, which is voluntary. They're saying that we're going to put them in a godless environment. They're saying that Texas is going to send a message to the rest of the country that we can't take care of our kids, parents can't take care of their kids, that this is some type of social engineering. I mean, give me a break. I mean, they can't come up with anything else to talk about than this. I think that there's definitely something going on in the Republican Party. There's clearly some type of rift that's brewing. And this is what happens when, you make people like this part of an advisory group.
All right, let me go to Sally. She's monitoring our social media.
Okay, let's check in on Twitter. First, we have Grace, who says, the litmus test for my vote in the future is, do you believe pre-K is godless and bad for children? That's what she's going to base her vote on. And then this person says, LOL, what, Texas? Hashtag pre-K for all.
And part of what I agree partially with what Jackie said. I don't have any problem, Jackie, with Lieutenant Governor Patrick creating an advisory panel.
Yeah.
But it seems to me that the things coming out of the advisory panel are things Dan Patrick just wants to attack, as opposed to advising on general legislation.
Well, that's why I found it fascinating that when we did get the letter, the Lieutenant Governor did not change his stance or his position on the pre-K program, and Neither did any of our Republican elected officials who we elected overwhelmingly. Again, our elected officials in Texas are behind our governor. They are supportive of this plan. You talked about a meeting. We've seen whenever Obamacare was imploding, many Democrats have spoken negatively. I mean, just because someone speaks negatively of a policy or says something about their leader at that time does not mean there's discord. And you will have differing points of view. But the Republican Party is very much intact. Texas will definitely stay red. It's stronger and better than ever. And the fact that Governor Abbott was able to carry through his priority items so swiftly and so effectively with overwhelming support of our House and our Senate just proves how strong of a leader he is.
You get the final thought on that.
Well, when you have an advisory group for yourself, like Lieutenant Governor Patrick does, they don't publish a letter without some type of acquiescence from you. So the fact that the letter was even written and published means that, you know, they discussed it with Lieutenant Governor Patrick. That's the first thing. And the second thing is that, you know, the bill has already passed. So why are they attacking it now? They can't come up with anything better to talk about. So I think, as Paul Harvey would say, there's something to be said about the rest of the story, and that's going to be coming out, I think, in the near future.
And Sally, this is the first time in many years that we've had new government, new leadership in Texas. And so I think what you're seeing is everyone learning what their role is going to be. Dan Patrick wanting to assert his authority, the governor wanting to assert his, Joe Straus. It's going to work itself out eventually, but we'll see where it goes from there.
All right, we appreciate the interesting discussion, guys. We'll see you in our next half hour.
And look here, there he is. He can't take it. He can't take it.
Rubbing in the fact that Chris Whitaker lost the March Madness bet, even though we're about to go into May, we're still somehow talking about this.